Hello everyone! In this video, we will recommend the top 10 Unfaithful Wife series on Netflix. If you enjoy this compilation of movies, don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned until the end of the video and share your favorite film with us in the comments. Number 10. Obsession.
She gives me, I don't know, strange feeling.
At first glance, William, Richard Armitage, leads a perfect life, a successful career, a happy marriage to his wife Ingrid, Indira Varma, and his son Martin's Rish Shah wedding is just around the corner. But then he falls in love with Anna, Charlie Murphy, his future daughter-in-law, and begins an affair with her. She wants to maintain both relationships, with William and with Martin. William, meanwhile, soon becomes completely obsessed with Anna and the intense they share, unable to imagine a life without their secret affair, thus setting in motion a dangerous spiral that could ultimately destroy his entire life. Number 9. Sea Life.
On this heart of mine.
There was a time in my life when I felt free.
I want to show you something.
Billie Connolly, Sarah Shahi, is a housewife and mother in a Connecticut suburb. But it wasn't always this way. Before her relationship with her caring partner Cooper, Mike Vogel, she led a wild life in New York City. Together with her best friend Sasha, Margaret Odette, she spent her nights partying and never missed an opportunity. The more Billie becomes immersed in the daily routine of family life with her 2 young children, the more she longs for her uninhibited past. She especially misses her relationship with her ex-boyfriend Brad, Adam Demos. She starts writing in a diary, putting down wild fantasies about her former lover. Number 8. Deceitful Love.
E allora sono venuto qui per comprare una barca, andarmene lontano. E invece ho incontrato te.
Having spent her life providing for her family, the mature and very wealthy Gabriella, Monica Garitore, begins a relationship with the much younger Elia, Giacomo Giannotti, who is the same age as her youngest child. But the 3 children, for different reasons, are united by their deep suspicion of Elia and convinced he is a fraud. Now, Gabriella is forced to choose between her love for her children and the pleasures of a new life, sparking a war of emotions that will lift the veil on the deceptive search for truth and love. Number 7. Dark Desire.
Ansiedad en las piernas.
Te estaba buscando. Soy Darío.
Es solo sexo, amiga. Solo sexo.
As a lawyer, law lecturer, wife and mother, Alma, mate Peroni, has both feet firmly planted on the ground. Her best friend Brenda, Maria Fernanda Yepes, however, has just gone through a difficult divorce. To distract Brenda from her misery, Alma visits her for the weekend. There, she meets 23-year-old Dario, Alejandro Spitzer. After some flirting, the two end up in bed together. While Alma tries to return to her everyday life upon her return, Dario turns out to be a sinister stalker who not only follows Alma around, but also gets dangerously close to her daughter. Number 6. Gypsy.
Ditto.
But she's trying to discover deeper parts of herself.
Did you really have a patient emergency the other night?
Yeah, of course.
Jean Holloway, Naomi Watts, is a psychotherapist who lovingly cares for her patients. However, she becomes increasingly frustrated that in many cases she is forced into a mere listening role, unable to actively do anything to improve their well-being. Soon, this leads her to seek contact with people in her patients' lives under a false identity. The alluring Sydney, Sophie Cookson, whose ex-boyfriend Sam, Carl Glusman, is in therapy with Jean due to his obsessive fixation on her, particularly captivates the therapist, a situation that soon threatens everything she has built up over the years. Number 5. Ransom Canyon.
Some things are just meant to be left in the past.
Quinn, it's not your job to put his heart back in one piece. He's my friend, Ellie.
In the vast plains of Texas lies Ransom Canyon, a rugged yet beautiful landscape that is home to Staten Kirkland, the reclusive owner and sole resident of the sprawling Double K Ranch. While fighting on the front lines against external threats that endanger his way of life and his beloved land, he is also confronted by the shadows of his own past. At the same time, Quinn O'Grady returns to Ransom Canyon after years of absence. Once often overshadowed, she now seeks a fresh start after her career as a concert pianist in New York City didn't go as planned. In her old stomping grounds, she hopes to find a new path in life, but her return brings back not only memories, but also old feelings. Number 4. Someone Has to Die.
No quiero ni imaginar lo que hará contigo Gregorio cuando se entere.
In 1950s, Spain, a young man is summoned home from Mexico to meet his fiancée, but he returns with a mysterious classical dancer. Gabino, Alejandro Schweitzer, is a young man who, at his parents' request, must return to Mexico to meet his future fiancée. But his rather conservative family is surprised when he arrives from Spain, accompanied by Lazaro, Isaac Hernandez, a mysterious dancer. This unexpected presence sparks a great commotion in the city, involving even the local government. To avoid the oppressive measures of the leaders, the population then decides that someone must die. Number 3. Easy.
Vagina is a beautiful, sexy thing.
You made that with your dick.
I sure did. There is his.
That's his. He's got your little baby dick too.
A Netflix series where each episode, all set in the U.S. metropolis of Chicago, tells a self-contained story about relationships and everyday problems. The protagonists have very different attitudes towards love. Some fully embrace their single status, others are expecting a child, or spice up their lives, which have become stale over the course of a long-term relationship with role-playing and threesomes. However, they all, sooner or later, are confronted with challenges, some more significant than others, that come with today's fast-paced world. Number 2. Ingobernable. Mexican politics is going through turbulent times. While many parties openly express their discontent, only a few politicians still stand up for their ideals. But the president's wife, Emilia Urquiza, Kate del Castillo, refuses to be defeated by the discouraging political situation. After all, she is the wife of President Diego Nava, Eric Heiser, and knows how to use her formidable personality. But her dream of a peaceful and joyful atmosphere in the country is threatened when the First Lady begins to lose faith in her husband. The head of state is suspected of being involved in shady dealings. Number 1. Love and Anarchy.
Hur mycket vill du ha?
Vad fan, lägg av. Bjud mig på lunch så raderar jag det där fotot.
A married consultant and a young IT tech kick off a flirty game that challenges societal norms and leads them to reevaluate their entire lives. Sophie is an ambitious consultant and married mother of 2. When she is tasked with restructuring an old publishing house, her perfectly orderly life begins to unravel. She meets the young IT expert Max and embarks on an unexpected and daring flirtation with him. In the process, they challenge each other to do things that violate established social norms. The innocent games quickly become less innocent as the challenges and their resulting consequences become greater and more uncontrollable.